What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Ain't nothing much. How you feeling?
I can't complain.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Because that ain't...
How you feeling? I'm thinking the same thing. Look, I see you got the top. Look, you got the same thing. Oh, look.
Yeah.
Caps on.
Yeah.
So we looking out for the caps. Look.
Huh?
Mad truth. You know what I like what it said?
Well,
you got to talk about the thing that you went through, the good and the bad. Make it seem like when you look in the mirror, you got to be the critic to criticize your own critique and tell me if you're going to give yourself an Oscar.
Well, you know what?
I want you, before you answer that question, you know how Denzel be like, you know what? Certain things I just don't deserve an Oscar because, you know, it's like bamboozle. Have you thrown a pillow? Can you do something? They're happy. As long as you ain't doing too much. I told you, real life story, TikTok should be letting people do like 4 hours. You eating right now. So what are you eating right now? Because I want to make sure you eat healthy. Is it fruits? Because we can do, me and you could really show TikTok. Then me and you could, Mr. Stephen, Mr. Copeland. I want you to do a TikTok with me saying, your name is Mr. Copeland and my name is Tempo Famo. Or Mr. Tempo.
Tempo Famo.
But I would like to keep the tempo in the Famo. Because everybody want to be famous without keeping it consistent. To be famous, you got to put in the work. Right or wrong, sir?
You ain't lying, because I ain't feel like coming on here.
You have to. Heaven.
Yep.
Come over here.
Yep. And
sit down. Right there. Sit down.
Sometimes, you know,
right there.
Sometimes you get like that, but it's not about you.
It's about everything that you do and what you represent.
Yep.
You know, today I was talking to something about the court system, talking about my other 2 kids. Ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
I like how they try to finagle, swiggle the way they talk to me. Not really talking personally about my case, but an hour how they talk about everybody's case. If a father's been there since day one, go get that toy for me. Give her that toy. Sorry. Give it to her. Now. Give me that toy. See, I got to show them patience because I'm doing homeschooling. Sit down now. Go lay down. And don't make no noise. If you have animals don't stay still, do they? Now, I'm just saying, before we get to that, last 2 lessons for life. Heaven, I want you to remember I'm talking. If I can't hit my phone, you have to do, it's called timeout time. Because nobody has to tell you what to do. You should know what to do. Say that again, quiet place. If the aliens came from space and wanted to dictate my life, all they got to do is use my kids against me and I'll be a damn fool. But before we get to that part, let's get into the real part. Can I make you laugh how I know the aliens are actually the artificial intelligence of government?
Come on.
Come over here. See? So when she sits down, he don't want to sit down. I got to teach them one thing at an early age. Aliens are coming. Come over here. Sit right there. It's not about discipline. It's what my father told me. Sit right there. You're doing too much engagement. Sit right there. Yeah. See, Mr. Copeland, you my elder. You say, well, I hear what he's saying to his kid because I got to hear what he's talking about. I'm trying to talk to you as I raise them and see how people multitask. Teachers do it every day when they talk to multiple kids. Stephen, stop talking while this person's supposed to be reading the book, correct? 30 students and one teacher trying to multitask like she God. Heaven. You know how nice this game is? Go ahead. I know my son don't listen. He wants to give me a dad. He works than me sometimes. He got his helicopter. Remember, he's only 2 years old. He's not terrible too. He's triumphant. He's gonna win. You're like my man. I can barely talk and I got milk words for you. Ga.
Uh-huh. And then when you say it, he be like, what you talking about?
And that's what I'm doing. You know, all I'm saying is, yes, you see my facial expression is like if it's stern or it's firm. Stern means I'm getting serious. Firm means no tolerance. Don't touch that is a very important thing because remember, a doctor will ask you, so how your kid get sick? You're supposed to be taking care of him, right or wrong?
Right.
Costing the government money. We're going to take tax dollars away from y'all for being incompetent. Because, you know, they got to do this thing called, hey, no, stop doing that. Come over here. Give me 1 second, beloved.
All right, family. That's my man, Temporary. He got some youngins he got to attend to. He's a single dad. But y'all know what time it is. It's Monday. And I was the topic on Mondays is normally central booking. But I was thinking about growing pains. And it's all about keeping it real. Growing pains, right? And that's what's been laying on my spirit. And Tim, you was talking about you was beginning to talk about some things and you was wording it the way you do. And I was thinking about growing pains, right?
A part of life, because you guys are better than me. You know why? I'm more comfortable with you talking to you to talk to some of these foolish. Like, you know what it is? Not everybody. I'm not. Let me rephrase that. I think the long distance relationship shows you a better. I always said this. In a box, you learn your best friends by listening instead of watching them.
Yeah.
It ain't about listening. It's about what's being said and how it's being projected and what's being done. Heaven.
And see, my thing with all of that too, like I was sharing yesterday, is not as much as what I say, is what I do. So my walk.
I'll be right back.
All right, go ahead, go. Basically, what I was saying, I was telling somebody, I want my actions to speak louder than my words, because I know my words I speak loud on. I know that's not a problem with me. That's why I'm known as in Baltimore City the big mouth bald head dude. But not only the big mouth bald head dude, but I actually do what I say. And I also know too how your mouth can get you in trouble.
Correct.
And that's something that me and somebody else was talking about.
Fathers need for children.
Mm-hmm.
Driving 60 miles an hour, 45 miles an hour, going towards VA, Atlanta, go see other grandkids or whatever family member. You think the police want to hear that you driving stupid because your kid's in the back? No. You wonder what made you so responsible to pull over. You can't even pull over, you know that. The only thing you could do is bear witness. If you was a passenger messing with a pilot, when they land that plane, you know where you're going.
Yeah.
But even when you're up in the plane, you should be as seated at all times. You should talk to the person right beside you, not behind you or in front of you. Learn the thing that correction took to the extreme. You know, like what corrections? They will make you understand why society has no connections, because they don't do what they call corrections. They allow you to go to the point of liability. That's why you can't have people arm themselves without accountability. Every state is different from what they call the See, every state is not the same state. Thank you for showing me and I like to meet you kicking, because me and you would have been doing this on look. I don't need the money. I need the matters. You know what matters in life? Nouns and pronouns. Even these kids talking about pronouns. They, us. It's never us. It's always you. And you're supposed to be all of us, but it's really just you and you. So there's too many yous going on. There's too many universes, too many opinions, but not enough facts.
Right.
Facts come from, and I try to talk to the OG, because I don't like to be on TikTok doing a lot of what people doing on TikTok right now. They saturated to the point where I look at it now, it's like a hangout spot, like say what about girl. Lay down. Both of y'all. Go to bed, both now. The real reason I do what they call is the automated old school discipline is called Wizard of Oz, Dorothy. If you want to go home, you gotta go through what they call the journey. Life is not about shortcuts. Don't care about your cupcakes. Everybody want to laugh at me and be coming fair to. I was just telling you what the lady, Ms. McGrone, was saying, the supervisor. I said, you don't know who the new judge is? I said, how you all work for the same agency, and I'm the same client, and the client that's talking to the head of the top agency knows who the new judges are. That shows me the inconsistency of what? Tax people dollars. You think I'm going to write a check to the insurance company, and you don't know who the driver was? Oh, Mr. Copeland, have you ever signed a check and I know who you're going to send a check to?
Uh-uh.
Let me find out you lied to me. You sign a check to give it to anybody nowadays?
No, I don't sign a check. Who's that? To give to know anybody. When you said that, it made me think about a money order because I had to get a money order and send it to parole and probation.
Who's on probation right now?
Me.
You got caught up again, Uncle?
No. I was charged with guilty by association.
Oh yeah, that's all, man. Listen, this just as you said again. When you speak the truth, you know the truth. So help you God. Understand me when I say
there
that?
You go.
I mean it so much. You would have been like, if I would have been the attorney talking to you, you would have been busting out laughing, right or wrong.
And guess what?
When I want again, you gonna tell me, you know what?
When the no, I, a lot of times I have a tendency of answering stuff. The prosecutor said it herself. We know you didn't do this. We know you didn't do that, but you are guilty by association. I was like, huh? You know I didn't do it.
On the bed, lay down.
You said I didn't do it.
That don't mean nothing on the paperwork. It's called liability, and availability comes from the space. You know, I learned that for correction so well. Can I make you really laugh? Why I know how to play chess so well now? Imagine the correction officer is the invisible hand. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to real. I want you to follow. Let nobody come up here, mess and fine tune what we talking about. So imagine the correction officer is the unseen hand. You know what the unseen hand is?
Come on.
He's the one that's moving all the pieces, moving the black pieces and the white pieces. But look how he does it. Ready? Let's say we're not going to care about how many pieces are on the book, because you know there's always extra pieces, but the main pieces are the kings and the queens, right? So everybody has a position to play. And the objective of the correction officer is to be the watcher. And guess why he's watching the board so well? He's the analytic person, knows in the probability of variables. You know what variables are? Algebraic expression. I said, oh, these guys are nice. You know why you got your cap on now? Imagine the art lessons to be taught. I said, nah, I won't deal with you. We're not going to deal with you right now. What I'm dealing with is the new jack that's coming in. See, I was so ahead of my own time, I got chapped off. Ready for this one? I'm going to show you how the game works for me. It's like sunset. Like, you ever watched the movie called Billy Batgate?
I might.
All right, with Dustin Hoffman, one of the good actors from back in the day. He supposed to be the Dutchman. So, Nicole Kidman, Bruce Willis, Billy Batgate was a young dude. The name of the park was probably someone in East Harlem. He was walking on this tight line. Like, you know, you got to pick a side, good or bad. Everything ain't magic, too. You got to make magic happen with opportunity. So, that being said, is when I went to prison, I realized you always want to work for a licensing committee. Do you know what a licensing committee is? We try to be delegates instead of be destroyers. See, there's two peoples in this world. Delegates and destroyers, right or wrong. You got the Abels and you got the Cain. You get it?
Yeah.
And for some reason, they put that in the Bible. People skip that part. So you got the people that's cannibal, like they animal. They'll just basically they'll hit you with the cantaloupe, and then the people that go switch over, the negotiators, your influencers and your destroyers. Two different type of battles. How do you get them to understand one another? It's called the snake move. The tail and the head, the back and the front. Guess who's in the middle? Oh, you Abraham Lincoln. You get it now? All of us that strive to do either good or bad, we call it a mix of what? The mayhem and the chaos. You MC, you can spit all your... I like Nas sometimes. You know why? If I had the nanny, I think I'd be cheating life. You get it, Uncle? When you told me some personal things about you raising them kids, said, the reason I know about Temple more than I know about you. And you know you got a couple of friends that you mess with. Because I be watching how y'all be talking. So I be watching what they be watching now. Because I know who's doing all the trolling now. You know who's doing all the trolling?
Come on.
You said it. Once you know did that, Casper was not no friendly ghost.
Let me share this with you. Now, mind you, first time I went to prison, I was 61. And I already know what they supposed to do and everything. I'm talking about the correction officers.
Yes, sir.
And we got it. We got into it. Not all of them, but some. Because I know y'all goal is to rehabilitate. And when I seen they wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, we stayed into it. And I told him like this, because you know, a friend of mine's was warden over the prison, and whenever they would come at me a certain way, I would throw names at them to let them know you're not just dealing with just anybody, you know. Right. And because of that, some of them begin to back down because they understood I knew some people, right? That's all it takes. And even though I was seeing a lot of the stuff I didn't like, I seen how they neglected a lot of the prisoners. A lot of the prisoners didn't know that they have a union called the American Civil Liberty Union that fights for their rights and everything.
The Liaison Committee. I call it the Liaison Committee.
Okay, so I and you know what? I kind of questioned that too, because
they our politicians, the inmates that be fake convicts. Cause they, you know what? Come on, let's listen. I watched 4 guys do no paperwork and talk to the correction officer, and we wonder why you be the next day. That's that 12 years of slavery when that guy gave the letter to that dude. And he woke up the next morning with the master saying, "So where you was gonna run to, young man? I got the letter right here, man. You say you was gonna do what? And you see that black man change his whole disposition? He said, what you talking about, man? Master ain't going no good, man. You treat me good."
I'm trying to think.
Let me say that thing.
I'm trying to think what was his. Now, sometimes out certain areas I don't go. I'm trying to think who he was, but a white guy. He came in and he sat in the middle of the dorm, and everybody was in there acting like fools, and he just sat there and looked around. I was like, look at this mother sucker.
He's the baddest one to do it.
Looking at the Negroes acting the way they acting.
Oh no, they were showing off. Remember the
circus? Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And see, when you spot certain things like that,
you're a civilian all of a sudden. You're a civilian in a bad situation. I like that people like me and you, when you can listen to me talk. More milk? All right, get your bottles. The best thing I learned from you is I understand how to express myself like a coach. I like Deion Sanders as a coach. You know why? As a proven fact that you can make things happen. All right, sit down, be quiet, because now it's about to be the bedtime. Ain't nobody forcing you to go to sleep, but you need to do a little, what they call it? You need 30 minutes to recharge.
Yeah, take a little nap.
Hey.
You know, I listen to you with your kids, man, and I thank God mine's are grown now.
Cause they be doing too much.
Cause I remember them days.
You know what they doing? They're costing me money. I ain't lying to you. I want to hear that, Jack. If I would have gave them the nanny would be like, wait, you gonna come back in a month? Cause I ain't gonna let these dudes. If you want to get things done, you need a month to yourself to get everything that you need to get out the way. Because you know what, Uncle? What do you need to do after 30 days? You need to take a break. Every 3 months, you take a break. Because what happens is like a seasonal change, right? No? They have a good boy. Everybody good things. See, that's what they want, some milk and cookies. And I like Bernie Mac for being so serious. And I was kind of laughing at my big mother when she said, you need to do a DNA. I said, you need to get your head checked. Because the more you talk about DNAs and all this, the more the judge gonna look at you like, you could have did all that in the beginning, but you just wanted to lie. Because you're so mad at this guy. This guy's not even mad at you no more. I'm always madly in love with you in the beginning because you was young. You had me laughing in the beginning, but you became a sour person. And when you got sour people around you, they got this miserable thing that goes on in their life. You gotta tell them, listen, I've been in prison. We ain't no new jack to this. My man had 2 words for me. Ready? Empathy and sympathy. I said, what's you talking about? This is orchestra type? I said, you're a funny dude, boy. I like the way you be talking. Because I was ahead of my what? Times. You know who be ahead of their time? Old young man and young old man. It comes with wisdom, man. The point of wisdom is to understand knowledge. And to be aware now, I have some older dudes. Well, Sister Carmen, how you doing?
How are you? How are you? How are you guys doing?
Pretty good, and you?
All right. What's the topic for today?
The topic is actually growing pains, but uh, we was talking about basically it's in that category, you know, growing pains, being true to thyself.
Well, yeah, growing pains is. I always say that the key word it says growth and pain. Okay, follow me with this. Growth and pain. So when you're growing in any area of your life, you're going to go through something that is going to cause you pain. A lot of times when we grow, especially in the environments in which we come from, we we're so afraid and we stagnate our own growth because we're afraid of the pain. If I break any limb in my body, part of the healing process is the evidence of the pain that you're going through. Okay? So we avoid the pain, so we stagnate our growth sometimes. And it is what we have to get in our minds. We are built to grow. We are built to evolve. Okay. It took 9 months, and then your mother had labor pains for you to come into this earth or realm, right? So why are we so afraid of the growth that needs to take place? And part of that is pain. And pain is not, if it don't kill you, it makes you better, but you should never become bitter. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck at. They get stuck at the avoidance of growth, and then they get stuck at the bitterness because they never prepared to grow, or they were so afraid of growth because the environment and the people that was attached will no longer be attached. And learned this lesson a long time ago. I was in the military. I was stationed at Fort Drum. We had to learn how to climb mountains and everything, right? So they tell you pack up all of this stuff, right? As you climb in the mountain, though, every time you get to a level or a peak, you got to get rid of some of that stuff, right? You
Mm-hmm.
got to let it go, okay? In order to proceed up and to climb a mountain, you don't climb the mountain on the smooth side, you climb it on the rough side, right? You got to climb it where you can have, where you can grab a hold to things and place your feet and hoist yourself up and everything. So as you are going through that, you're stretching your body. You're learning things on the way up. But the one thing that I learned is I can't take everybody up with me. I gotta let some people go. And it may be painful to let them go. That does not mean that you don't love them, but where you're headed, they're going to weigh you down. And what's the most dangerous part about this is, do you know if you don't let them people go, they can kill you?
Mm-hmm.
They can kill you, okay? And a lot of times, and I'm going to bring it back to the man and the woman's relationship, a lot of time we get caught up in, oh, they said they love me. They probably did love you for that moment in time. But now that they have grown, and they
Excuse me.
see you from a different point of view, then you allow them to grow too. Okay? If you can't grow together, then you have to grow separately. You gotta allow them to grow. You can't. I think a lot of abuse comes from the fact that we don't allow each other to evolve and grow because of fear of abandonment and rejection. Okay, and I just feel like, you know what, that's where conflict comes into, because we don't allow growth. We don't allow growth. And yes, there will be pain in growth, because I mean, you didn't get here without causing your mother some pain. Your mother could feel you growing inside of her, right? which caused her some pain, right? I mean, it's just simple biology. I mean, if you got a plant in your house and you water it and you take care of it, eventually you're going to have to replant it, okay, into another pot and everything. And that's the part that we, especially melanated people, must learn, that there will be pain and growth. But it's a wonderful pain because that pain is evidence of growth. And that's all I got to say.
And
Listen to you guys.
More beautifully put.
and thank you, because I had me and Gerbil had a long talk, and I had left off a platform where anytime I talk, I share my experience, strengths, and hopes. And I try not to give you my opinion, what I think, how I feel, nothing like that. And that just happened over time. Whatever you need to go through in life, whatever growing pains, whatever trials and tribulations, whatever you have to go through, my thing is go through it. You know what? You can't do nothing else but go through it, um, unless you start thinking about early takeout, but go through it. And I was on a platform, and I try to be nice with people, but don't challenge my relationship with God. Don't do that. You know, because I was talking about how with this home monitor on, how I feel enslaved, how I feel trapped, how I can't move about the way I'm used to going, getting up and going and moving. And the person must have thought that it's like I was miserable. Now, man, I ain't mean that. I ain't mean that. Like if I was walloping. But basically, what I was saying is, if you never experience certain things for yourself, you won't understand. And when you are, and I don't want to make it too specific, but being a man that's used to creating things and doing things, and now you can't move about. I'm like, I can't even go to the store, so far. Things like that. And I was talking about the mental and emotional. Huh?
I said, it drives me crazy.
Right.
Right here on this property for in 11 days, it'll be exactly 365 days since I've been released from that back gate.
And look.
Don't get me wrong, I've gotten up and done some things, you know what I'm saying, but not like I should be.
Right.
I'd go to sleep on my job sites, bro, and wake up the next morning still 60 foot up there on hooks. You hear me? I sleep on the pole. That's how much I love to work.
But you
me so bad.
Me and Gerbil was talking about that early this morning. But common wait a minute, Gerbil, I apologize. Common sense. The whole point of me saying what I'm saying and attempt, it's like when I talk with men and we've been through certain things like that, we kind of understand each other and where we at and how we feel. Now, I was talking about this too, common sense. This was the first time I think I was telling Gerbil, right? I'm shackled. I am shackled. And I'm thinking back to our ancestors, right? I'm like, oh my God, they had to go through this and walk. But God allowed me to go through certain things to learn. You know what I mean? So early on, I was mad, but I understand that things took place for a reason. And now when I hear people say like they might have been in prison since they was 16, 17 for something that they didn't do. Now I understand that process of what causes them, because I'm looking at the polices that made the fake police reports and charges. And it starts with them. The judge don't really know the truth. And the prosecutor, even though they might do a little investigation on whatever, but they'll find something to either try to prove you. I always say they prove you. Wait a minute. what's the old saying? Innocent until proven guilty. Huh?
There's little wiggle room as far as cases and stuff go. There's a little wiggle room on both sides. There's always a win that you can always win that motherfucker.
And that's what we was talking about. Common sense. That's what we was talking about too.
Ready?
And I figured out why people ain't got common sense. Because you partner right here this above me. Don't mean to cut you off.
Now you did good.
They ain't got wisdom to get. They ain't got the wisdom to gain that shit.
But they do have the wisdom. What they have to do, first of all, I like to be a great instructor. Do you know why?
That's why it's so.
Everybody cannot be an instructor.
Get it, though.
Everybody does. No, listen. Before us, there was them. Before them, there was us. So it's a repetitive thing. I want people to follow instructions. It ain't Abraham, it ain't Moses. It's Enoch.
Mm.
Knock, knock.
Now, let me Tim. Rather you, I think you make common sense, right?
Can I say knock, knock?
I'm gonna hurt you. Well, anyway, I think we all talked before, but common sense is a pastor. And
No, it's overlooked. I'm gonna say this one time. Ready, touch it? Common sense. You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen?
Who it is?
I'm gonna put everybody on a special boat. And this boat is not gonna be the ordinary Titanic. It's called Titanic 2. Nah, don't laugh at me. I'm gonna pay for this one.
I just love the way you put stuff.
I'm gonna put my glasses on for everybody not to play with me. Ready?
I gotta take mine out.
So if you want to be on the street, you go face to face. Lay down. So my main thing is, right, I want everybody to get on the boat together to understand how the boat works, right? The boat works as a team effort. It's 100% working. In the beginning, we all cruising to a voyage. And this process, it takes 90 days to see who's going to outlast who. Ready? Everybody gets everything. We get phones, we get everything. But here's the problem. To keep everything going, we got to keep motion going. Motion is very important. You understand that, Mr. Robos? Knock, knock. Ready? Here come Noah's. If you cannot follow instruction, what happens? Lay down. Ain't daddy time to daddy get there. You got your milk, lay down. Cause my son knows what he do. He see me talk to people. Nah. You can talk, but you can't talk over. You gotta talk under me because I don't be screaming in the house. First of all, as a great admiral, not just a captain or a sailor, you have to know how to do fellowship. Everybody needs to work together. Because even a captain can get thrown off his boat. He needs to be the best influencer for all the men and the women to understand one thing. We are going somewhere, so follow me, right? You know what makes a dangerous instructor? One that can laugh at everybody's jokes. Peace. So there's a lot of times I see a lot of people get on these platforms and they want to play mind games. So you can see my face. Copeland's on point. Remember Mr. Copeland? Talent Bender, ready? When I took off the glasses, they want to see your actual pupil, if you high, or you understand. That's how you get common sense. We got the Cains and we got the Abels. Ready? The Cains are the destroyers and the Abels are the negotiators. But in between that is the admirals, the Abrahams, the Enochs. You got to know who you're going to use for this type of example. Ready for this one? On one side of the boat is the Cains. On the other side of the boat is the Abels. And in the middle are the instructors. Now, every instructor is responsible for what's going on the boat. You know why? Head of household. Every department, A, B, C, block, D, block, every gallery runs the same way. You're going to have your picture man. You're going to see dudes that be playing with me, I'll be laughing at them too. Because everybody gets a chance to do what? To be the captain of their boat. And if you're not doing it, if you rock the boat or the boat's on the one side, it's like a lever, right? If you've been construction, masonry work, you know how to do engineering work, you know how to do receptacles and all that. Let me tell you something, man. There's a blueprint behind this thing. It's called, you can put artificial intelligence against people, but people will have one thing over artificial. It's called that. It's that gift. It's called love.
Have to overcome.
And
you know what people do? People don't just sit back. They will push it to the limit. A computer will not push it to the limit. It will stop because there is no limit. Pay attention to what I said. There is no limit for you because once it says 100, stop. But us, we don't think about 100. We think about infinity and bullshit, and that's how we get in trouble. We don't think about accountability or reliability.
And let me say this, Tim, and I apologize for that.
Are you doing good?
The reason why I know where common sense is at when it comes to, well, on a spiritual note. And that's one of the reasons why I had to inbox her to let her know I need you to come up, you know, because I know she's gonna feed us, you know. more on that level and see, you have your way of putting stuff, and I have to bring it down to layman simple terms for me.
Don't have to do that.
No, that's because look, don't Tim.
They gonna be mad if you water it down.
No, but look, you know, it's like the way you use your words. Hey, winning. The way Tim uses words, I gotta be like, cause I gotta catch it, right? I gotta catch it. So I tell you, explain it.
Listen, in life, if you don't catch what you're listening to, goddamn fake butterfly. Let me say this, man. No, listen, you don't listen. I don't care about boxing. When you boxing, right, they always tell you focus on the middle. You know how people fight? Like they ain't got no goddamn sense. You know that damn well. That's why fighters don't never fight. They always say before they start fighting, it's in the face. What's up, beloved?
Can I say this though?
Yes, sir.
We all know that you know what's common to me. You know what I'm saying? People often say common sense. It's common sense. Common sense ain't common.
It's like catching a cold. If your immune system ain't built for this, let me tell you what I call it. I like your glasses, brother. And I like your glasses, brother. And I like your, you know what I'm showing people? That we've been there. We've done that. What's the alpha, omegas, right? Morocco, miracles, and then Archimedes.
Did you say you like my glasses?
I like the way you look. You look like Dwayne Wayne. Okay, we got another guy. Mr. E, what's up? We got the real energy. So what we bring it back is the energy, not the Valentine's. They can say that. We got to bring the economic back before we start talking about victories.
Right.
Without money, you ain't got no battle. Without battles, you ain't got no fame. Without fame, what is your story? What is your purpose? I watched Beowulf. I was laughing. You know why? The man said, you know, you didn't win that race. And Beowulf, what? And you know, you lost to the other guy. But the reason you lost to the other guy because a lot of people don't know when you win in a race, it's like with Tony Soprano. And I was watching the way they was talking to each other. This little man, I forgot the guy's name, Richie. That was the guy named. Whatever. I don't know what the kid name is. No, the guy. And something I was saying. No one cares until it affects them. When you making money at a racetrack and you bet on the horse, somebody else want to jump on the bandwagon. If we're not playing on the same tune, you got your composers, you got your compressors, you got your conductors, you got a symphony. I hear you, but I don't hear you. Heary. It's clear as day. You got two ears, but you're stuck with so much ego that is anomaly that it breaks me apart to let me know that you know what you are? You're dust. Because that much energy that's there, there's no way the physical or the mental is supposed to does not understand what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. You just haven't been penalized yet. And penalized is not up to me. It's up to the universal to do its job. And that's not up to me to say, well, why do babies die? I ain't got nothing to do with that. I got to do my part. I can't be Superman, Batman at the same time. I gotta be Victor Von Doom. I gotta worry about what I govern and how does it affect me and how do I affect others. That is the way of being reliable. Do your part, plumbers. Do your part, engineers. Do your part, fathers. Do your part, because at the end of the day, the part will be done when it's time for you to put the money in the bank and you gotta carry the invisible bag. The invisible bag is your attitude, because it's gonna be like some altitude. When people talk about you, they're gonna either talk about you in the good sense or the bad sense, but whatever they talk about you, this is how they talk about Ramsey and Moses. They always say they favor the victorious one. Philadelphia just beat yada yada. Who cares about that? We'll see if Philadelphia can do it next year. But look, Moses showed Ramsey how his name was gonna get taken off. You know why? You can't be Iraqi like what Rocky was talking Apollo about. You can't get comfortable once you sit on the throne. Nah, bro. You gotta constantly think about what's the commitment of being on the throne. You have to manufacture it. You gotta be able to manage the team. You gotta be talking to your licensing committee. You gotta talk to the guardsmen. You got to do what they call being the man that's out there litigating for his company. People get fat and they start acting like they
Tim, who was that get ready to talk? Mr. E, come on.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey, family.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Yeah, I like what you're saying. Tempo.
Just say tempo.
Tempo. Yeah, I like what you're saying, brother. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. And I like what you're saying.
I can tell you so fun.
I like when what you're saying, like it comes full circle, right? Because at the end of the day, like we were saying about the Super Bowl and all this and that, like, yeah, you could put your bets in, you can place your bets, this, that, these, and those, right? At the end of the day, though, if you know, and this is maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, Tempo, but this is kind of what I was getting, what you were saying. At the end of the day, if your heavenly bank account, if your bank account with the eternal Father is not really right there, then what is it? Because you know what I'm saying? We enter this world with nothing in our hands. We leave this world with the same. Nothing in our hands. So at the end of the day, you know, you can bet on these things, right? You can bet on DraftKings and you know, I'm not, they ain't paying me no money to say DraftKings, you know what I'm saying?
I like what you're saying.
Yeah. And at the end of the day though, we're gonna leave just the same we came. So, you know what I'm saying? So get your spiritual bank account right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Say that word again. But that's the topic right there.
Get your spiritual bank account right.
And see, that's why.
My fault.
That's one of the reasons why. Wait a minute. Mondays is normally my Full South, right? Talking about the prison system, and I was thinking about growing pains. You know, because a lot of us going through stuff or have been through stuff. And anytime I come on with my talk show, it's about encouraging, motivating, and empowering people. And sometimes we have to go back and talk about certain areas in life where somebody might be stuck at and don't know the process of working up out of it, you know. And I just want to go here because and I hope he don't mind me saying this and he can take it from there, right? And then we'll let Winning talk. Me and Gerbil had a conversation early this morning, and I hope he don't mind talking about what his goal is to do. Remember what we talking about earlier, Gerbil? You don't want to talk about it?
I just put it in the chat.
Huh?
Put it in the chat. Yeah. No, I just put it in the chat.
Ah, well, wait a minute. I gotta see it.
That's right. I've been doing it for days now. I've been doing it for days.
Wait a minute. Cause
if I didn't know it wasn't
me, I guess stuff. I know some stuff. You know, for those who don't know me, I gotta reintroduce myself. My name is Ho. Anyways, Raheem 46, Long Island, New York, Marine Corps combat veteran towards Iraq and Afghanistan. Combat injured, combat retired. However, after my Marine Corps career, when I moved back from California to Long Island, I was locked up in Rikers Island prison for 2.5 years. I've been to jail about 16 times after that. So, yeah. And I'm a person.
Is that where you become a MAGA fan?
Who said that shit?
You know who said that? He right over top of you.
I'm a snitch. I'm a see Tyler said that. I'm not playing.
I love you, brother. Let's don't get off subject right here.
Because you know we gotta keep the let's keep the mannerism going. Cause you remember what we was talking about earlier, Mr. Copeland. Now you got the difference between Enoch and Noah. Ready? When you bring bread, don't bring that attitude. Don't bring the water with the bread. Don't think that we ain't making matzahs today, okay? I want you to understand. Keep this dry conversation amongst men. Men are talking because I want men to understand what mannerism is. When I see my uncle talking a folk tale, it ain't no folk tale. Tell me, if you get in trouble, your mama ain't gonna save that. And I can't help you. You stupid.
Wait a minute, Tempo. Don't forget common sense on the side of you now. I don't want to look up there and something go.
What?
No common sense over there.
You know why? I was just bigger than Raheem because he was trying to say he's telling you what he's been through. And when I tell you like that, 2 statements and 3 violations. I'm not talking no ordinary, just go upstate and just come back down. You better back the. My category was 1 of the violent felony override. I had to do the police thing where they say, so you like to rob people. I said, no, what I do is take things and I made a mistake. Stupid. Stop making it up in your mind when you say, what is a robbery? Robbery is just the way you make it sound. It was me taking something that didn't belong to me, and I know now that I don't need what you got. I can make what you got, and 10 times, because I have to have the imagination of creativity to be spiritually empowered. You think I went up no soft? I went like on some Megatron. I didn't even know that.
Well, Tim, you know I.
My fault, beloved.
No, you know I want the Rikers out, right? You know my.
He put me in that state about once you get past that Rikers out, you make it a down state, you're pissed off. You done went too far.
Nah, you want to know why? You want to know why?
I know exactly what you're talking about because you see it in my face.
Yeah. You know why? Because when a 31-year-old man wanted to put his hands on my 11-year-old daughter, my daughter called me. I was on the first train smoking from Brooklyn back to Long Island, right? Now, I don't give a fuck about my know what you mean and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? So he felt that smoke.
He didn't see that coming, did he?
Nope, not at all. I called him.
Did he see that coming?
Shot, bro.
Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna get ready. End this. This is my 45 minutes.
We need to hear this right now.
And
put your hands on my daughter.
They need to start hitting for men.
I be trying to bring people up on this so we can all talk, but nobody requests to come out so far. But as time goes on, prayerfully, I have 8 panelists over here on my TikTok, and I'm trying to fix it where I can get these 8 over here where we can talk about real life stuff. So that is the whole point of the Couch Conversation Show. Where we can talk about stuff, but not just talk about it. Talk about what we're doing to slow the process down. Like knowing Baltimore City is a city in crisis. What is we doing to slow a lot of this stuff down? So the goal is to grow this. And y'all know I've been doing it for a while now. And I feel good about TikTok because when I come on the platform, there's certain people that I deal with on a regular that will show up and support the live. So the goal is to try to do 45 minutes, you know, and just share some encouraging, motivational stuff. So prayerfully down the line, I'll be sending out my how you can connect with me on the restream. That way you can get in on the conversation. Okay. So I'm gonna end this because I don't want it to drag on too long, other than the 45 minutes, and we went a little bit past it, but that's okay too. So I love y'all and thanks for coming up on the Couch Conversation, and I'm gonna end this on my restream. Okay.